okay, I'm at the job site working, got a phone call. Okay, I'm going to go run and do this thing right now. And basically without a genuine understanding of time management and priority management, you end up just being a reactive person and just reacting to the loudest person who's asking you for your time. And as long as you're doing that, you're going to make considerably less money than you will once you gain full control of your time.
Welcome to the Painter Growth Podcast, where we help you scale your painting company in record time. Join us as we explore sales, marketing, hiring, finances, leadership, and more, everything that you need to know to scale and grow your painting business. I hope you enjoy and subscribe.
What's up, everyone? Mike Hickman here, founder of paintergrowth.com, and you're listening to the Painter Growth Podcast. Now, I have a pretty important topic that I want to cover here today. It's probably the most important topic, honestly, out of anything. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it. I'm going to keep it pretty short and sweet for today, just so to keep it as simple as possible. But the topic today is about time management. And the concept of time management is so misunderstood or put on a pedestal or just not really given the respect that it deserves, I think. Based on the contractors we talked to, and we've worked with now over 600 painting contractors, most, and I mean most, out of the 600, probably 500 of them have terrible time management. And I came across a quote the other day: if you never learn to manage your time, you're never going to learn to manage your money. So every CEO, every person, every leader, every single person in the entire world has the exact same number of hours that you have, 24 hours in a day. What is that? 168 hours in a week or whatever it is. I'm probably wrong, but hang on, 24 times 7. That was right, 168 hours in a week. And it's how you use that time that will make or break you, that will determine whether or not you are an effective business person, effective leader, an effective person, an effective father, husband, mother, whatever. It's how well to use your time. And it's a skill. It's a skill. It's a muscle that you need to develop. It's not going to happen overnight. But here's what you might be doing. So if you feel like you have really bad time management, maybe this is going to resonate with you. If you have good time management, maybe it won't, but just hang on, because I promise it's going to be worth it. So if you have really bad time management, maybe this is how your business operates. You wake up in the morning, you start to have breakfast, you kind of know the job, the job you're going to go to because you're working on it yesterday. So you're like, all right, I'm going to go to whatever, 123 Pine Street. And I'm going to be there around 8 o'clock. So I'm going to wake up, I'm going to get some breakfast ready. I'm going to go hit the paint store. I think I know what I'm going to get there. And then I'm going to get to the job site, be there around 8. Cool. Oh, crap. My phone rang. Got a fire. Got to go do this other thing first. Oh, there's old customer calling back. I got to go do this. Oh, okay. I'm at the job site working. Got a phone call. Okay, I'm going to go run and do this thing right now. And basically without a genuine understanding of time management and priority management, you end up just being a reactive person and just reacting to the loudest person who's asking you for your time. And as long as you're doing that, you're going to make considerably less money than you will once you gain full control of your time. So we've talked about this hundreds of times before, maybe not hundreds, but several times before, like the value of your time. As a painter in your business, your time is worth about $50 per hour, give or take. As a salesperson, as an estimator, your time is worth about $500 per hour while you're selling. As a recruiter, your time's worth about $5,000 per hour. And as you're doing strategic business things like creating marketing campaigns, working with your coach, those are $50,000 an hour activities. If you don't know how to maximize your calendar to be able to get more of the $500 and $5,000 and $50,000 an hour activities, then the most you're ever going to max out at is like $90K a year. And I've seen people with absolutely terrible time management scale their businesses to like $300K, $400K, which is like, how the hell are you doing that? But it's really it's completely backwards. It's really going the hard way and hustling and doing absolutely the wrong thing and still getting kind of a result. And I wouldn't say a $300K business is a successful business by any means. I'm sorry if you're there and you're feeling like you're successful. It's a very small enterprise, right? Especially in the grand scheme of things. I mean, even in the grand scheme of things, a $5 million business is peanuts. But for us, for the average painting contractor, getting to $1 million is like a huge thing. But you cannot make it to $1 million without having time management. And you can't make it beyond $1 million without having solid business systems. But you don't even need to get there, have good business systems to get to $1 million. You just have to have time management systems. So what should your day look like, right? Rather than just being full of chaos and contemplation and reactivity, what should it look like instead? Well, you should, before you go to bed, know what your next day is going to look like. Know within 10% accuracy what your day is going to look like, what you're going to get done, what you're going to accomplish, what you're not going to accomplish, what you're going to say yes to, where you're going to say no to, where you're going to be when. Right? Yes, wrenches can get thrown in wheels sometimes, but for the most part, you should know what you're doing. Then when the day starts, you should open up your calendar. So for me, for anyone on the video feed here, at the very top of my phone on my home screen, I have my calendar. So there you go. So I have my calendar here, a personal calendar and a business calendar. And I can click on it and I know exactly what my day is going to look like all of the time. My phone is filthy right now. I'm sorry about that. And then on top of that, on my homepage, I also have Duolingo because I'm learning Spanish. Yo quiero hablar español. So working on it. Now, if you're not currently using a Google Calendar, or you use it like once a week or sporadically, or just when like someone invites you to something, it's like the only thing in your day is like the one thing that someone invited you to, you got to get on it. And I mean, everything needs to be in your calendar. When you're painting, when you're going to estimates, when you're doing bookkeeping, when you're doing marketing, when you're doing sales, when you're doing personal things, when you're taking your kids to soccer practice, all of that has to be in your calendar. So I know that tonight at 4:30, I have to take my daughter to piano. It's in my calendar. Travel time's in my calendar. Everything has to be in your calendar, or else it's not going to get done. It's going to take up mental space. You're going to be less effective, and it just is not an optimal way to be a person or grow a business. In today's day and age, if you want to run a business and be a successful person, not just business owner, but person, you need to have a digital calendar. This is like the number one thing. I'm reaming on that, but you have to do it. Okay. So how do you get started with a Google Calendar? Well, to put everything in it, it seems like an overwhelming task. Now, it's a lot easier on a computer or tablet than your phone to really get started. But first thing you need to do is have an account. A Google account will do, right? If you have like a G Suite account or a professional business account, set it up through G Suite so you can get a Google Calendar. Go onto Google or calendar.google.com and start setting up your calendar. What I want you to do is actually, I'll put it in the chat, in the comments below, or whatever, the description of the podcast, our priority management mini course, because this is going to have some exercises that you can do. Number one is you're going to list everything that you do in a day or in a week and how long it takes you to do those things, and whether you want to keep doing them or not, and if they give you or take energy from away from you. And then once you have that list of tasks, you're going to start scheduling them into your calendar. Okay, from 7 to 8, I'm at the paint store. From 8 until 3, I'm painting. From 3 until 5, I'm doing estimates. From 5 until 8, I'm with my family. From 8 until 9, I'm doing bookkeeping. From 9 until 10, I'm with my wife, or whatever it is. And have that every single day in your calendar. And for the most part, week after week is going to look pretty similar. So you can schedule yourself out a few weeks at a time. If you know Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're always painting from 8 to 3, put that in your calendar. But what I want you to do, what I really want you to do, is when you're scheduling your activities in your calendar, start with the highest value activities first and then work backwards. That means that the last thing that you schedule in your calendar is painting and moving gear and picking up paint and production stuff. That's the last thing that you schedule. And if you put everything in your calendar, your estimates, your sales, your marketing, your admin, your bookkeeping, your management, whatever else, if you put everything else in your calendar and you only have 20 hours left to paint, well, that's all you have time to paint. Unless you want to burn the candle and give up somewhere, what you need to do in that case is start recruiting and take that extra 20 hours that you're painting and start recruiting. Because as we looked at it, recruiting is a $5,000 an hour activity. Now, how did I get to $5,000 an hour? So the average painter can produce about $125,000 per year. Now, $125,000 of production at a 50% gross margin is about $62,500 in gross margin. Now, if it takes you about 12 hours of dedicated time to recruit, hire, and bring on one painter, then that 62,000 divided by 12 is over $5,000 per hour. And now you have a painter who's just unlocked $125,000 per year of production for you. So recruiting, $5,000 per hour. You should never paint. If you are a growth-oriented painting contractor and you're looking to get a business to ultimately like 500K, 700K, million plus, you cannot be painting. Like it's all about broadening your time horizon, lengthening your time horizon so that you're not focused on the day-to-day, on the week-to-week, but you're looking at the big picture. If I paint right now and I make an extra $400 a day, right, painting or whatever it ends up being in gross profit, is that going to get me closer to my goal of $1 million per year or further away from my goal, right? So 400 times, 20 days per month times 12, that's 96K. So like, do you really want to be making 96K per year, like max, then you pay for your gas and your insurance and your, overhead and all that stuff? Or do you want to build a business that can make you $250,000 profit, $500,000 profit, more? Like, it's absolutely possible. But you need to maximize your time and stop doing these $50,000 activities. Instead, do these $500 and $5,000 hour activities. And it sounds simple, and it is simple, but it's not always easy, because taking a short-term hit on income and earnings is difficult to do, and it takes guts. And if you don't have guts, you don't have cojones, it's going to be challenging, and you might fail, and you might be like, oh, I want to make a little bit extra money, so I'm going to hop back on the tools. That's not how it works. That's how you lose extra money. How you could make extra money instead is use that time to train your painters better. You can use that time to bring on another painter. You can use that time to work on your next marketing initiative or bang out a few more estimates. Those are the things that are going to be driving your business forward, not cranking out a few more hours on the tools. I have a client. He's actually a 7-figure client. He's doing over $1 million per year. He messaged me last month, that he was hopping back on the tools to crank out a bit of production. And I'm like, because he just bought a boat or something he wanted to pay for. He's like, I want to make some extra money. So he's like looking at the short term and seeing the margin bump on this singular job and feeling that that's making him more money. But in reality, by giving up all of his time for a whole week and producing, he's making way less money than he will in the long run. But even good business owners, even experienced guys, get short-sighted and look and kind of miss the forest for the trees, so to speak. So as you're packing your schedule, as you're filling your Google Calendar, start out with the high impact activities, your sales, your marketing initiatives, your admin stuff, your working with your coach, your training, your videos that you're watching, your learning, and then backfill it after that with painting and production. And if you don't have enough room for painting and production, then it's probably time to hire. And if you're looking at your calendar, you're like, I have no idea where to start. Well, check out the mini course I posted below this in the chat. You can download absolutely free. And just as a caveat, go through it. Like, we've had hundreds of people download our mini courses, but like 10% of the people actually log in and do it, which is crazy because of the value that is in there. And that kind of goes back to why we charge for our coaching. And some people have been like, hey, why don't you just, if it's so good, why don't you give it away for free and we'll pay you after, we'll give you 10% of our profits or something like that. It's because if you don't pay for it, you don't respect it. And I think that's a big issue that a lot of people have, is that they don't pay for something, so then they don't go through it, and then they don't get the result, and life goes on. But if you pay a significant amount of money for something and it's good information, you're going to pay attention to it. You're going to do it, because what they say is when you pay attention. So that's why we charge for our coaching, but also we charge for a coaching because we have some insane coaches who are really, really great, and a big team of like 24 amazing guys and girls who are all dedicated to helping contractors grow. And because of that, we've been able to help over 600 painting contractors now. So, I mean, with that being said, it's really easy to get, lost in trying to get started with priority management. But you just have to get started, right? And if you go through the mini course and it's not enough, then work with us. Then just like sign up with us, and we're going to show you, because it's going to pay for itself 1,000,000 times over. And you're never going to want to look back. So with all of that being said, like I said, I wasn't going to take up a ton of your time today. Keep it nice, short, concise, quick, little punchy episode. because sometimes short and sweet is better than long and drawn out. But I think that if you follow this plan and just like use a Google Calendar, maximize your time on every Sunday as you go through as you look at your week ahead, you fill in your schedule for the week and stick to it. Put it on your home screen on your phone. You're going to be way more organized and live more peacefully. You're going to make more money. You're going to have more confidence, control in your day to day. You're not going to be so reactive. You're going to be proactive, and you're going to be happier because that's what we're doing this. Let's get happier. Thanks, everyone. Peace. Thanks for listening to the Painter Growth Podcast. If you want to grow your painting business, go to www.paintergrowth.com or click on the top link in the description. Talk soon.